What is up, YouTube? This is Guitar Zan, and today we are going to talk about how to use triads, that's 1, 3, 5, in any key to link up different chords playing across the neck and how to link them up through solos. So today I'm going to use the key of A, and I suggest you do the same thing. You start from A and you go all the way to G, but do the sharps and flats in between. You can do the diminished and augmented as well, and obviously you go into different modes and all that shit. So with the A, all you have to do here for the triad is write it out on a piece of paper, and you're going to do 1, 3, 5. So write out A to G on a piece of paper. If you don't know the alphabet, then I suggest watching another video on that. So with the A, that's the 1. You skip the B as the 2, and then the C is the 3. So if you're playing an A major, that's A. Oh, I'm in drop D. So that's A, C sharp, and then the 5 is the E. Now, if you don't memorize sharps or flats yet, that's okay. You have to know that if you played C natural, that's minor. Right? That's eerie as fuck. So, excuse me, I have the hiccups somehow. So, that's A, C, E. So you're playing the 5th fret on the E string, you're using the 4th fret on the A string, and then the E, which is the 2nd on the D string, okay? Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna do 1, 3, 5. So a lot of you know how to play the A down here, or the bar chord, right? Now what this is gonna allow us to do is play, like this will be easier. Play the A almost like it's a G chord, right? So it's almost like if you had a capo at the 2nd fret, you'd be playing a G, right? So we're gonna take this 1, 3, 5, A, C sharp, E, and then we're gonna take the 3, 5, and then the 1. So super basic stuff here. But I see a lot of people just going, oh, I know how to solo. I'm the best in the world. And it's like, you're not. You learn the same thing that everybody else knows how to play. So this is going to help you break out of the box, so to speak. And it's a nice way to be able to play between different chords and also throw in some chromatic notes as well, because you are moving up the fretboard in different patterns. And what you will see is that the patterns repeat themselves. Okay, so technically when you're playing the A bar chord here, if you back that down to the G and then the F and then the E, it's technically like you're barring on the negative 1st fret or the open fret, and you're just moving it up. So what you're gonna see is when you go 1, 3, 5 and then 3, 5, 1, that there's a lot of similar patterns, and you'll be able to connect the patterns very easily, especially when you are learning A first and then B and then all the way to G and then the flats and the sharps, augmented, diminished, blah, 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 blah. So make sure you master the A first and then move on. So A, C sharp, E, sorry for the rant, and then you're gonna take the 3 and you're gonna go 3, 5, 1. But we want to utilize the top 3 strings as much as we can, realistically, and then move down, okay? So 1, 3, 5, so you take this note now, the C sharp, with your 3, find it on the top string, and then you're going to take the 5, which is the E, and then your A again, which is the octave on the D, the 7th fret. So 9 on the E, 7 on the A, 7 on the D. Right? Now a lot of people when they play an A chord, they don't play that because it's kind of weird, right? They'll play an A power chord. So now you have that connective tissue. Right? That's your 3, 5, 1. Next is 5, 1, 3. You guessed it. Good job. Take that 5, and you're going to find the 1 next, which is the 12th fret. So stack 12th on the E, 12th on the A, and then 11th fret on the D, right? So that's your C sharp. So, and there's that pattern again. There's an E pattern. Right? So again, with the patterns, they do repeat, and this is going to be a very simple way to, don't make this robotic, like remember that you're playing music, okay? This isn't a formula, but it does help to know that you can go. You can play it all over the fretboard, and then solos start to make sense, okay? I'll stop flexing for a sec. So now that's your 1, 3, 5, 3, 5, 1, 5, 1, 3, and you can keep going up, which is your full octave. So obviously we're going to move down to the next couple strings. So that's where you get your 5, 1, 3, and now we're going to go down here in our first position, and you're going to play your 3, 5, 1. That's the lowest that we can play. I understand that you want 1, 3, 5 next. This is the lowest that we can play in this position, okay? So 3, 1, 3, 5, 1. And then we're gonna take that 5 and go 5, 1, 3. And there's your E chord again. And then we're gonna take the 1 and go 1, 3, 5, which is technically your C shape, right? So on these strings, it looks like this. And then go back to the full octave. So then the next 3 strings are your bar chord. 2, 2, 2. And then so how this helps us is it allows us to, when someone goes play an A and you're like, oh, sick, bro. And they're like, no, A major. And you're like, it doesn't work. Get out of your comfort zone, learn new shit. A major. You can start doing, I'll do a little, what's it called? So super lame sounding, but you get the point. So you don't necessarily need to memorize the shapes, but they will come to you with practice, right? So you take that 1-3-5 approach, and then you move it to the 3-5-1, and then the 5-1-3. And what ends up happening is you realize that there's like the caged system, where there's a way of playing A and technically a C shape, and then an A, a G, E, and a D, right? You can play robotically, but remember, again, like I mentioned before, this is music. This is not memorizing robotic type behavior, not ones and zeros, but there's feeling, add color to it. Use this as a base to grow on, and then solo from there. And the thing that you'll realize, and like I play a lot of golf, competitive golf, is that you go to the driving range and you spend all this fucking time like in the dirt, putting in the hours to learn how to make your pinky just fucking bend the right way. But then when you're out on the golf course, you don't think about your pinky, you think about the shot you're gonna hit. So when somebody goes, hey, A major, boom, go. When you put this practice in properly, you can play along with the band, and it's natural feeling, and you'll actually impress yourself. You need to get out of your own way.